Hello everyone, KirbyVolt here once again, and welcome back to StreetPass Week. Today, we're gonna play the game Warrior's Way, the third of the four DLC games you can get for the StreetPass Plaza. Now, I'm not sure if since I'm recording all these at once, I don't know what kind of comments are going to come up, but if people are on the fence about these games, all of them are roughly $5 plus tax. If you want to get all of them at the same time, they're $15 plus tax. So there is a bit of a deal. I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but this 3DS I got back in March, and I just got back in February, and I just got these games just a few days ago. And my other 3DS, I got these games back when they came out in July of 2013, and they're still doing the same deal. So I'm not sure if that same deal is going to be going on forever or not, but that's what they are as of April 3rd, 2014. So, $5 each, or $15 for everything. So, if you're on the fence about it, sure. If you don't, I would say if you don't do a lot of street passing, probably not worth it. I know I do street passing quite a bit, so it's worth it to me. And a lot of these games are pretty fun, are pretty well designed. Me Force especially is my favorite, but we'll get on to my second favorite tomorrow, but now we're going to get on to my third favorite. I like all of them in all honesty. I used to not like Flower Town, but Flower Town, again, as I said, and I will keep saying, deceptively simple, surprisingly complex. Warrior's Way, on the other hand, is simple, period. Build a mighty army as you strive for world domination. Or as I like to call it, Nobunaga's ambition for dummies. Welcome to Warrior's Way. In this game, you build an army and battle enemy forces to unite a war-torn world under your rule. Are you ready to begin? Yes. Marvelous. Then let's get started. It's like Fire Emblem, except with knees. The era of endless strife. There once lived a monarch who ruled over a small country at the very edge of a war-torn world. Which is apparently me. KirbyVolt, Your Highness, where are you? Ah, there you are. You always come here when you sneak away. I hope you don't think you can hide from your loyal servant, Wentworth. Now, my liege, if I may, I'd like to tell you my two greatest dreams. First, I hope for a day when you are loved and admired by all your subjects. Second, as it pains me to see your talents wasted in this remote kingdom, I long to see the day when the entire world is united by your rule. Or under your rule, maybe with an iron fist, or maybe not. At least with a monocle, because fancy. If I may ask, my liege, what kind of monarch do you aspire to become? A famous monarch, a mighty monarch. See, fame means you could be well known by the people, but at the same time they could question you. If you're mighty, anyone who questions you will die. Now we'll go for famous. An admirable goal. If you conquer the world, it will surely be fulfilled. I like this. It's like, hey, king. Yeah, what's up? Conquer the world. Okay, butler. I guess that's what I should do for the rest of my life. Aha, world conquest. It really gets one's blood fired up. First things first, though. If we're going to gather a mighty army, we need a place to house them. You always wanted a mighty castle of your own, right? Wait. How am I a king but I don't have a castle? I mean, I don't care if it's like a one-room apartment castle, but yeah, build it like right now, buddy. My, how decisive. I've taken the liberty of summoning your craftsmen, my liege. There is but one question remaining. What kind of castle should we build? Now, this is very important because this will determine what your castle will be for the rest of the game. Like literally the rest of the entire game, unless you were to uninstall it and reset. I guess I'm not even sure if that's possible. So this decision is vital because this will affect the appearance the entire time. You have 3 options: a shogun's castle, as he says, once in a lifetime decision, a medieval castle, or a futuristic castle. If you also notice, there's a little character in the corner that changes depending on which type of castle you have. So your appearance will also change. In my main 3DS one, I picked the Shogun's Castle because I love movies like Seven Samurai and that kind of stuff, so yeah. I'm still leaning towards Shogun's Castle because I think it looks the coolest in all honesty. I mean, it's probably not the most well-built. But, a good friend of mine who I always street pass, we actually street passed him in this batch. He has Medieval Castle, but, you know, let's aim for the future. Once your castle is built, you won't be able to change it. Are you sure you want this type of castle? I'm trying to think. You look really weird with that crown on, but maybe I'll get used to it. You know what? This is for the viewers. We are in the age where we can apparently record games off the 3DS. Future. Okay, I've decided. Please build me a castle that looks like this. I mean, the castle looks cool. That big satellite dish. Oh yes, it's perfect, Jess. Perfect. Excellent work, craftsman. And here's our crown with a little visor. Now all that remains is dress yourself in appropriate royal garb. And Wentworth's appearance, that's Wentworth's name of your butler, if you haven't caught on yet. His appearance changes depending on which castle type you choose. So in my other 3DS game, he's wearing a gi. It's really like a gi or kimono. Teacher me, please correct me on that, because I don't know what the hell he's wearing, and I don't want to get it wrong, because I know what it's supposed to be in my head, but I'm not saying it properly because I don't know the right name. So please put that on the screen right now to say what he's technically wearing. But because we picked Future, he's wearing this futurist Jetsons-like suit. And so, that looks pretty nice on me. Wow, I feel ready to take on the world. But there's still one problem. I don't have an army. Fear not, my liege, I have just the solution. We can gather soldiers for your army through the power of StreetPass. To get started, I shall gather a small force of you myself this very minute. Wow, thanks, you really do think of everything, Wentworth. I'll build my army into the biggest that anyone has ever seen. And with it, I'll conquer the world. Yeah. Maybe not without the maniacal laughter. The basics of battle: gathering troops. So basically, it's going to tell you what happens. Here's how street passes will go. My liege, I have brought you a force of 30 strong from your plaza. By using Street Pass, you can recruit even more soldiers to fight by your side. My army's currently at 0, so I need more people to join my army. Wentworth has come with 30 people. Every time you street pass, they count as a general. Each general you meet will bring his or her own plaza residents to fight for you. Sometimes you may even encounter monarchs from other kingdoms. Those are other people who actually have Warrior's Way. Conquest takes a mighty army indeed, so meet as many people as you can. So we'll get Wentworth's 30 to start us off. And we technically do have 10 street passes. I guess this is one of the few games that actually doesn't make us use that right away. So we'll go over how to win battles. Now then, my liege, you have never experienced a real battle, have you? Well, fear not, I shall teach you all you need to know about warfare. The most important thing to remember is that there are 3 types of soldiers. We are basically playing rock, paper, scissors. Cavalry, rock. Archers, paper. Or scissors. God. And lastly, infantry. Paper. But that's paper. Archers were scissors. And if you're playing the crazy other version, we also have the Lizard and Spock, and I don't know who actually plays that version of it, so you know. Of course, the easiest way to learn this is by doing, right? Let's have a practice bout. So up here you can see his army, and then there's his army. The numbers tell you how many soldiers each army has assigned to a unit. For this practice bout, my army has slightly more soldiers than yours. In real battles, you won't know the order in which the enemy units will be deployed. However, since we're practicing, I'll tell you what I'm about to do. I'm going to deploy my infantry units. Which unit will you choose to face them? Well, obviously, because it's rock, paper, scissors, you're going to choose paper. So the basics of the battle is all boiled down to a rock, paper, scissors combat system of, did I pick the right thing? There is another bit of depth to it, but we'll get to that. I'm pretty sure the practice will show us. So, advantage, you remove half the other army if you have the advantage, in which case, that puts them down to 8, and so I won. You chose to send out your archers. That gave you a distinct advantage over my infantry. A masterful victory. You chose the unit with the right type of soldiers in it. Remember, units interact like the moves in a game of rock. Okay, I said that. Excuse me. Each is strong against one soldier type, but weak against another. Understand? Yeah, blah blah blah. Rock, paper, scissors. If you played rock, paper, scissors, you understand the basic concepts of this. And we'll get a plaza ticket for basically listening to a tutorial. I wish we got a plaza ticket for listening to the tutorial in Flower Town. Let's collect as many allies as strive to unite the world under your noble rule. Right. So, we'll now get into the meat of the game, where the actual StreetPass armies come. So, Wander's army. I'm Wander, a gentleman from Minnesota. Even though Wander, I believe in this first bout, it won't do monarchs from afar. I'm not sure why, because I should be a monarch from afar. But basically, how many people you have in your StreetPass Plaza, Wander has about 1,000 or so. That gets added to your total. So if they don't have the game, that's how many people get added. So this just kind of goes blah blah blah. They add more people are added. The general tunnels actually look really cool. Every StreetPass, more people to join the fray. And that should be the last one. So no monarchs from afar this time. We'll get the show that off next time, I think. Because it can get really wild with the monarchs from afar. Reason they're probably not showing us off because this is still tutorial territory. And we got quite a few congratulations because everyone has big StreetPass plazas. There are a lot of people in them. So, after you gather troops, you'll go to the world map. 20 countries remain. You go to invade. And you go to fight off Beginner's army. The next country opposes is Beginner Kingdom, ready to launch invasion. You get to see how many troops they have at the beginning of the battle, so you can make a decision if you want to fight them, or else you can say no and forfeit for not doing it for this round until you get another line of street passes, in case you think your army might not be up to snuff. We can take these guys. Another thing important to note is that the game later, the difficulty is adjusted to how many people are in your army. There is not going to be at any point where you have an army of 1,000 and then the game actually throws at you an army of 50,000. It will always throw you an army that's relatively close to your army size. So if you get a ton of people, the game will actually get a bit harder depending on how you play. You think you can conquer a country so easily? Bah, allow me to educate you with my eyes of doom. Beginning starts out, they show how our armies look. And we can see how they're divided the forces. When you face monarchs from afar, which are other players, they will always have the 3 different forces: rock, paper, scissors. However, some forces in the actual game will be stupid and only have one type. And so each battle is divided into 3 separate rounds. The first army wins 2 rounds is the victor, so best 2 out of 3. You have 3 units, 1 for each troop type, and each can only be used once during a battle. So even though he has all rock, I can't do paper constantly. There's no telling what order the enemy will send out their units, so be careful. Of course, he has all rock, so it's kind of obvious. So you have a few options here. At this point, you can divide up your troops. Let's go to the bottom screen. We can see I'm a kind of moseying around the different troop sizes. That gold star happens in the first playthrough of the game. Basically, a gold star means that this army cannot lose no matter what. Even if the other army was to somehow get an advantage, this army still can win no matter what. Gold stars are amazing. You can use gold stars as many times as possible. You can. What we can do is that, despite those gold stars, if we did not have paper as our advantage, we could also take a unit of the same type and put more in it so that it can beat the other unit. You can beat other units by sheer numbers as well. So if I was to put a ton of units into scissors, even though scissors is worse than rock, you can still beat it. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll use scissors, the inferior unit to rock, but disadvantage, I still have more troops. And so I win, with superior numbers. And so I'll take out paper. Paper has the advantage, so their troops get decimated, so superior numbers win again. After you win, the other army will give you more forces. So we get 142 soldiers to our forces. And so, with that, we've also conquered one of the first countries. There's 20 countries to conquer in the total game. Also, there was materials right there. You've proven your strength. I'll surrender this country to you. You obtained building materials from the country you conquered. Now we can fortify your castle. So, we can do... This is the screen that'll show up. You can invade, fortify castle, or do nothing. We've already done invade. You can only invade once per street pass, so we can't do that again. We have materials though, so we can fortify castle. Fortifying castle means you get a bigger castle, which gives you more upgrades to do stuff. However, it comes at the expense of using soldiers you've accumulated. But let's do it anyway. So we're going to use about roughly half of our units in order to fortify our castle. And it basically gets taller. And so now our castle rank is 2. You can now ask me for help while organizing your troops. You can now spend play coins to have Wentworth actually auto-organize the troops for you to the best situation, for the best possibility for the given situation. You conquered one country this session. Your castle is fortified. Enemy countries remaining, 19. Now, it'll also give you this layout, troops lost and allied soldiers. Basically, troops lost, if that thing's ever down, that means you did not have a surplus of troops. You lost more than you gained, because, how did I lose 58? What? Okay. Oh, because I guess that's negating stuff. I don't know. So that's down from what the soldiers I started out with, which was roughly 3,000. 3,500, I guess. A fine victory, just as I would expect from a very fine monarch such as yourself. And I guess we're getting another Street Pass ticket, another Plaza ticket for just... I don't even know what we did. Oh, we conquered a country. Great. Oh god. This is the one that just gives you tickets for doing nothing. Lovely that. The path toward conquest is not easy, but let's give it all. And so Wentworth will wave goodbye, and that's the end of Warrior's Way. I'm surprised this one took a lot longer to explain compared to Flower Town, but this one lays everything out in front of you, like MeForce does. Flower Town, again, deceptively simple, surprisingly complex, so we can't really learn more about that stuff right now. So, that's Warrior's Way, and that's the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed this. Please keep letting me know if you think this is interesting, if you want me to do this again. I might be doing one more week of this at some point in the future, based on other people I Street Pass this convention. We're not over yet, because we still have one more game to go, which is Monster Manor. Also, I never said who developed this game. Oops. Put who developed this game in the description, please. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more interesting stuff, more Street Pass stuff that will be coming out the next 2 days, go and hit subscribe because they will be uploaded daily for this current week in which I'm talking. Anyways, I'm KirbyVolt, and most importantly, hope you're all having a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, ciao.